Get in!
Oh. What is up, guys? Wes back with Auto Mafia Racing, and we are back with the 2-valve project, the 2-valve Foxbody, our mod swap. Now, you remember last time we had leaks all over the place, just spraying like a garden hose. We gotta fix that. I went ahead and started already. Pulled off some of our lines here. They're disconnected from our fuel rails. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna lift the car up, and then we're gonna take off all of the old line underneath here. All right, so there we go. We got the car up now. What I'm seeing so far, that's good. I don't really see any oil leaks. Not a lot, at least. And we haven't ran it real hard or anything. It looks like old drippage off a bolt. Anyways, this is our line. This was the hard line. Now, there was nothing really wrong with our hard line, but we're gonna go ahead and just get rid of it. We're going strictly to the AN line, 100%. That way I know where everything is, and these fittings, these always leaked where it converted from hard line to AN fitting. I don't know why, it always leaked no matter what I did, no matter who I had helping me do it. The only line I think I'm not gonna go ahead and replace is this line, because I don't believe it was leaking. We'll obviously have to check again, because it's an old fuel system, but I don't believe it was leaking at all, so we won't replace it just yet, because if we replace that one, we have to drain the tank. So we're gonna really just start by unhooking it right here, and that's right in front of our Walbro 255 fuel pump, and we'll send it forward and just deleting all of the hard line as we go. You can see up in there, right up in here, that's where we have our the conversion from hard line to the AN line. So I'm gonna go ahead and take those off, and then we'll start building lines. There we go. So there we go, we got the main line off, and we got part of this line off. It's caught up in here and I cannot reach it, so I gotta lower the car back down. And once I lower the car back down, then I can get it off. And then I'll finally have the full lines off, and then we can go ahead and start making our new ones with all of our vibrant stuff that should not go bad, because it's not crap Chinese fittings. So that'll be good stuff. But there you go. That tells you literally just how long. It's like 20 feet of hose, or hard line, I should say, going back and forth either direction. So we will pull the fittings off and we'll save them for a job every now and then, because we can always replace the line and not necessarily have to replace, or when we can just replace the hose and not have to replace the fittings themselves, because they're probably still fairly decent. We'll just have to reset everything up correctly. But I'm gonna go ahead and drop it down, get this final hose off and out of the way, and then we'll start making our new lines. Well, I got part of her done, guys, so ironically I ordered the wrong stuff, but I ordered -10 supply and -8 return. However, the car is set up for -8 supply and -6 return, so I only have half of what I need. So we overnighted some parts. Hopefully they'll be here in the next day or so. But so far we did a -8 and straight. Ran our nice braided 8 line down, and yes, it's just zip tied for now, because that's how I'm measuring everything. And then she runs right up there. So I gotta lower the car back down, zip tie her off to where I want it, and then finally snip it. Then we'll finally be able to start measuring the top piece, because this is the feed essentially. But yeah, that's the feed over there actually. But that's what we're making, is that feed. So it's kind of interesting. But we're making another one of those feeds, and the real issue with it is obviously the in-between hoses. And I know you guys are like, oh, we'll just reuse this, but I don't actually have -6 hose here. I only have -8 and -10. So we're doing the feed line, but we're getting rid of the metal hose, so it literally is just gonna come up, and that line I was just running is gonna end at this T. so it feeds straight into the back of the fuel rails. And then from the back of the fuel rails, it obviously feeds through the fuel rails and then out to the regulator, which feeds the nitrous. So for those of you guys who've never done an AN line, I use my Vibrant snips, and yes, I have those, and why I bought them purely, and I know that's all, they're very overpriced for what they are probably, but I bought them because now I know that's the only thing that those get used with. And this is what we use to actually make the line itself. So the cap comes off, right? So that's a 90-degree fitting we're gonna do. It actually goes like so, but the cap comes off, goes in there. The line is pinched. I have it measured. So then this slides back on. So that slides in like this. Now this I usually put on the vise or something. But then this twists and it's lined up and it holds it in place. So as I turn that, it shoves it down into the cap. It's done, so it ends up right about, need it both hands, right about there. Then I can loosen these guys. I am definitely right-handed. But we can loosen these ones. Usually I just remove them, makes it easier. And this is kind of an annoyingly long process. However, it seems to work very well. Hurricane has been running AN lines by Vibrant with this setup since the beginning. That's how we did it from the start. So pretty much then you just take this part off. Okay, la-da. Like so, and then this comes out. And as you can see down in it, get some light down there. It's exactly up against it, right where we want to be. So now we can basically hold it and thread that onto it. Now that again is much easier in the vise and everything like that. So we will put it in the vise and then put this end on, which goes to the top of our T. All right guys, so check it out. We got the supply side done. It's all tight. Every piece is good and tight on there. We literally did a feed coming up right here, looped it over. I went high, I don't know, I just felt like doing it high instead of keeping it by the engine. I made more room coming over this way, and then just took it high to right there. So I kind of like it right there. I think it looks pretty good. So unfortunately I bought the, like I said, I didn't buy Dash 6, I bought Dash 8 and Dash 10. So waiting on the Dash 6 stuff to get here, and then we will basically repeat that process. There to a T, bump it over, down to right here to the feed, and then out the bottom we'll go down back under the car to the tank, and then it'll be done and we're gonna fire it up. So I'm excited. All right guys, so we finally got our Dash 6 hose in, and I'm making some lines. So this is the underbody line. Basically it's gonna be our returns line. So it's gonna connect from down here to the fuel tank. And remember, this is, I know it's all filthy dirty. Basically, if you guys remember the videos, when I had left it in Montana, the chickens started living in it. So they kept jumping up in it and living in the back, so it's filthy. So we'll end up having to clean it, but for now, we're just getting everything to make sure it's all tight enough so that we don't have any leaks. We probably didn't have to replace the return side because it wouldn't be under that much pressure, but the feed side definitely needed replaced. So we just replaced all of it anyways, but we'll go under the car, get this line tucked up, zip tied up everywhere we're gonna put it correctly, and then we'll hook it up to the front, and we'll just have to do our cross in between the fuel rails, and then we're done. We'll be able to fill it back up with some more fuel and fire her up. I'm excited. All right, so now that we got our line plumbed all the way down for the return, that's the return out, and this is our fuel pressure. This is the nitrous supply line, because everything up top is at full pressure. On the bottom, that's where it releases the pressure and it goes back to the tank. So basically I have to make a crossover piece here. So it's gonna be two little pieces of hose, and then one hose that goes from here back down to here. That's the full return. And then we can fire it up. So I'm gonna get on doing this and then we'll fire it up. All right guys, so we have all the fuel system on. We're gonna click the button and see if we have any leaks to start. So fingers crossed, no leaks. Hear any? I don't hear any. I don't see any. I think we're good.
I think we're good.
Well, fan works.
Fan works.
Headlights work.
Headlights work.
Inside light works. I guess let's see if starter works.
Not charged enough, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah, last time it was cranking.
Yeah, we'll give it a minute.
Yeah, probably just needs charge.
We'll give it a minute, and I might turn it over a little bit by hand, get it just moved slightly. Give the starter a little room, because it hasn't been bumped or anything. And we'll see what happens. Alrighty, so let's turn it over again. We let it charge. We'll see if she'll fire. It's been a long time since this car is fired up, so if it doesn't fire up, I'm still not going to be disappointed.
Whoa. Yeah!
It needs exhaust and a no 2 sensor put back in it. Oh, it's loud. I forgot how loud this car was. But it's awesome. It's awesome.
Oh yeah! Listen to it purr! Sounds pretty good. Moving around.
It's just sounding better and better the longer we let it run, to be perfectly honest. It's idling down lower, it's sounding better and better. It's got old gas, old injectors, everything in it's old and bad. We'll let her work through it. So I don't know if you guys really remember, but you know, this is the car that basically got Auto Mafia Racing started, so it has a lot of sentimental value to me, and it feels very good to have it running again. I'm super, super stoked by it. I mean, just, you guys don't even know how stoked I am that it's running again. It means a ton to me, so we're gonna get a little more done to the car here. Basically, we gotta fill it up with transmission fluid, and then I'm essentially gonna hook the clutch line back up. We'll make sure all that's set up correctly, and then we'll go drive it around. I need to find the wideband that plugs into this, because I don't know where it is. I took it off when we pulled the turbo kit off, and I have not yet found it again. So yeah, I'm gonna have to find that, but just so stoked with it, guys. I mean, it's just a 2-valve. It works great. I mean, it just keeps firing up better and better every time now that we start it. I'm gonna have to buy a new battery for it, but it's not a big deal. And then I'll be able to actually tune it now myself 100%. We'll get to look at it and make sure everything is A-okay in the tune, but I need that wideband for it. But I was definitely running a little rich, but again, the longer we ran it, the more it loosened up and the better it sounded. Not a drop of fuel is leaking. We do need to cap off a exhaust piece basically on one of the headers. For whatever reason, I forgot to do that. We'll cap that off, and then we need to go get some exhaust made for it. I might just take it someplace and have them do it, because we're gonna have the exhaust all the way out the back of the car. One, because I'm tired of breathing fumes because this thing does smoke a little bit. And two, because then it'll be more legal at more events basically. And like I said, we want to go try and drift the car. We're obviously going to race the car too, but we do want to have it so we can go to quieter tracks and maybe I can go to, you know, an event or something. And it'll sound good that way because a straight pipe 2-valve, they sound good. Like there's nothing wrong with them. And we'll do that, but that way it's a lot quieter. You know, maybe the wife will be able to ride in the car with me. I am gonna put another seat back in. We got it. I ordered a big one, not realizing how big it was. It is for a very fat guy could sit in it. So the bright side of that is we go do the drifting and I get good enough. We put the cage in it and everything. We can do ride-alongs. A fat person can ride shotgun, but it's a big seat. I mean, I sit in it and I'm like, woo, and I have tons of room and I'm not that skinny, so it's pretty funny. But yeah, so we'll fill it up and then we're gonna go take it for a drive. And we're back with some live action, and that is the boring action of adding transmission fluid. Oh, all right, there she is. That's enough, Cody. Okay. Oh, there, guys. Filled it. We drilled a access hole to fill her up. Cody's filling her up, and it's full now, so we'll let the excess drip off, and we'll wipe it up. And yes, Cody is in the air.
Hey guys.
He's up there. But we are there. I found the O2 sensor I was looking for. O2 sensor's right there. That's installed now. So we'll put another plug over here. So I'm pretty stoked. There we go. Let a little drain out and we'll stop her up there. There we go. So there we go, guys. We got a full transmission full of fluid now. I'll tighten that up with the wrench after I roll this out of the way. And we'll start her up again, see if she runs any better with that O2 sensor. And then we will try and go ahead and attach the clutch pedal and see if we can get it to go into gear. And then we have 500 miles of break-in. Lame. Who knows, maybe we won't do it all, but we're gonna try and do some. So this car is registered and it's registered for life. It is a permanent registration for Montana. So we're going to go drive it. It's gonna be awesome. And cool thing, you can get really cheap insurance because this thing's a 79. So it is dang near, it is 40 years old, 41 years old now. So it is 100% considered a classic car and can get really cheap insurance, like 15, 25 bucks a month from like State Farm. So yeah, we're gonna do that and it's awesome. Let's go drive it. All right, so we're taking a ride. It's a little sketch.
Little bit. All right, so apart from the exhaust being right there and transmission just being open here and holes everywhere, this seat is not bolted down at all. But, hey, we're going for a ride. Grabbing headphones.
It's super loud. You're gonna want these. As you guys know, this is basically, it's the fun car, but it's kind of Mad Max. It's totally sketch in every single way, which makes it both terrifying and awesome. Yes, this is straight. That's one of the things that's terrifying.
Dude, this is 10 times as sketchy as riding in that Exo set. I can feel the exhauster here.
Oh. Keep killing it.
Oh man.
It died. Get out. I'm gonna do a burnout.
Oh no. Gotta climb back in there. Oh. Right. I can't open the door because this will fall, so I gotta climb in. Hey, where'd my phone go? Oh. Ah!
So what do you think, Cody?
The sketchiest thing I've ever done.
It is the sketchiest, funnest car I own. It's so awesome. Breathe, Cody. Inhaling that old crappy gas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, that's going to be it for today. That's going to be it for today. We're going to call it done. That is what it is. It is Project 2-valve. It is the 2-valve swap. It's the notchback, and it is back. I'm stoked. We will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.